Some of y'all got friends that are actually y'all fucking enemies. Matter of fact, some of y'all y'all have made friends with people that were supposed to be your enemy.
I want to say something. A prize, motherfucker.
Leave me alone. Go out west. Give me your phone. Blow it out west.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's going on, everybody? As we all know, mental health is a huge piece for me. And recently, as I become a better version of myself, I've decided that it's time for me to go to therapy because I understand how life can be a little overwhelming and we all need help navigating through the trenches of military service in and out of uniform. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. First, all you got to do is go to their site. Matter of fact, you can use my link right here. Answer a few questions and BetterHelp will match you with a professional who has years of experience in helping people with struggles just like yours. You can do it all from your phone or computer via phone call or video chat or messaging, however you feel most comfortable. It's the easiest possible way to start talking to a therapist. You will be matched to a therapist usually within 48 hours so you can get started fast. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you all from the comfort of your home. Visit betterhelp.com/MeechSpeaks and enjoy a special discount on your first month.
What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcaster with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. I'm Demetrius Thurkan, also known as Meech Speaks, and welcome back to another episode of the Talking Crazy podcast. Now, before we get started with this podcast, don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform. Like, seriously, head on over to either Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts and leave this podcast an honest review because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. I cannot stress that enough, all right? I can't stress that enough. Now, last week, or essentially like the past week and a half, there's been a lot going on social media, all right? Let me phrase that. Not social media. There's been a lot going on in the world, okay? Coming into the 25th year of 9/11, September is also Suicide Awareness Month. We're also, the death limit phrase, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And last but not least, another Marine makes another mistake on social media, gets dragged all across it. And to be honest with you, I was not going to talk about anything last week. And when I say that I wasn't going to talk about anything, I mean that I wasn't going to bring any value. Okay? I wasn't going to bring any value. And that's exactly why I decided not to do an episode last week. Or let me phrase, do episodes last week. Because I already knew that I wasn't going to bring any value. I knew that I was just going to be talking just for the sake of talking. I also knew that we're in a room full of people talking about the exact same thing. What the fuck am I going to talk about? Am I helping the situation or am I just adding more fuel to the fire? And I decided, man, I honestly just decided to just take a step back. I decided to observe. I decided to just see how everything was playing out before I actually decided to either, one, give my opinion on anything, two, open my fat fucking mouth and say anything, and three, put anything like that out into the universe. So with that being said, I'm coming into the episode. I got 5 lessons of the things that I learned over this week and a half. Let's just go ahead and get started with it. Number 1, and I feel like I'm going to open this episode and I'm also going to close this episode with this, but accountability is at an all-time high and I feel like we need to start exercising that, okay? I remember, I want to say 2019, 2018, obviously I'm a martial arts instructor trainer. I'm doing an MAI course. A video gets leaked of me doing something that I had no business doing. I was sparring, I didn't have head pro on, and the video got leaked. The Mace saw it, all right? So if you a MAI and you a IT and you wondering, you know what I mean? Like you wondering if the Mace see your videos. Yeah, they do. They 100% do. You want me to say why? Because you post them. You post them and the algorithm will show them your video, all right? It's not like they're looking for it. It just will naturally just find its way to you. And that's exactly what happened. I get a call from the Mace. They asked me, hey, who's in charge? I said, me, Sergeant Thickpan. They asked me, so can you explain to me the safety requirements for standing free sparring? I kick it. He said, so if you know it, then why the fuck aren't you doing it? I'm like, huh? He was like, why the hell is it that you don't have Head Pro on? And once again, I give the whole typical, oh, well, we didn't have enough, for the staff and the students. So if y'all didn't have enough for the staff and students, and once again, this is the chief talking to me. He said, if y'all didn't have enough for the staff and students, then why the fuck is the staff on the mats then? If safety for the students is paramount, why the fuck is the staff on the mats then? Matter of fact, if y'all knew that, then why didn't y'all pre-plan that and go and buy y'all on? And I ain't have nothing to say. He said, we'll have your punishment next tomorrow. And I sat there stressed out, bro. Stressed out, man. I remember talking to a mentor. And my mentor, she said, if you truly value something, and let this be a lesson, because if you walk away from this, you know what I mean? Like if they give you one of those, and if you truly value something, then stop giving people a reason to take it away from you. Let me rephrase. I kind of said that wrong. She said that if you truly value something, then stop giving people the power to take it away. You feel me? Like you got to be able to protect this thing at all costs. If this is something that you truly value, then stop giving people the ability to take it away. All right? And I've taken that and I've applied that to a lot of things in my life. And I bring that up, man, because and I feel like I just want to talk to the Marines on social media first, okay? Guys, if you truly value your career, do not give anybody the power to be able to take it away. Do not show up on social media and say things, man, because at the same time, bro, you may be speaking from a space of emotion. You may be speaking from a space of frustration. You speaking from a space of anger. You speaking from all of these spaces, but you have now put that shit out there and have put it into everyone else's hands. The thing that you value, your career, you feel me? Your character is now put out there for somebody else to talk about, to be able to take away, to be able to dress up, take away from it, add to it if they really want to. If you truly value something, do not give people the power to take it away. And I feel like that right there, man, like nobody has said that. Nobody has said that. Like we get the Marine, he says something about Charlie Kirk. And for the next week and a half, he's on every fucking article. He's on everybody's page. He's being dragged all over social media, And I sit back, man, from a space of like, damn, bro, maybe that wasn't something that you were supposed to say. You know what I mean? Like that probably wasn't something you were supposed to say. But at the exact same time, if you truly valued it, like if you truly valued your career, if you truly valued your character, that shit would have never left your mouth. That shit would have never made it to social media. Because I promise you, these people do not give a fuck about you. All right? And they don't give a fuck about you because at this point, you didn't give a fuck about it. Now, as I say that, I'm immediately going to roll right into the second lesson. And the second lesson, and I don't know who needs to hear this, but some of y'all friends are worse than your enemies. Okay? Some of y'all friends are literally worse than your own enemy. Okay? Because with friends like the ones that Marine had, I wouldn't want an enemy. How it got out? Close friends. Somebody screenshotted it, sent it all over the place. With friends like that, I don't want an enemy. And I don't think a lot of people really understand, okay? And once again, I cannot stress this enough. This ain't me justifying shit. I ain't justifying nothing. What I am saying, though, imagine your close friends, right? Imagine the people that are probably in your close friends, okay? These people are probably people that you know, all right? Like you probably believe that they think the way that you do. Y'all probably know each other in real life. You probably have shared things with them. Hopefully you're utilizing the close friends as what it's supposed to be for your close friends. And something got leaked out of it. Man, at tout brute. Okay? To have that level of betrayal. I know for a fact that if something got leaked out of a group chat, something got leaked out of the close friends, you looking at everybody that's in it like, damn, man, I cannot trust any of y'all. But before I start, some of y'all really need to understand who y'all be talking to. What, like, I can't stress this enough, man, but some of y'all, man, like, y'all got these surface level friendships that y'all think is deeper than what they are, and find out, man, and y'all find out at the wrong time that these friendships ain't worth a damn. That these people do not think the way that you think. They don't believe in the things that you believe in. But to call a spade, some of y'all got friends that are actually y'all fucking enemies. All right, and I'll say that one again. Some of y'all got friends that are actually y'all fucking enemies. Matter of fact, some of y'all y'all have made friends with people that were supposed to be your enemy. A lot of y'all don't understand, man. Like, you walk into a room, you achieving things that people wish that they could fucking do. A lot of y'all walk into a room with a level of confidence and accomplishment that most people dream that they could have. And you think that there ain't nobody praying on y'all downfall? You think that it's a op. You think that it's somebody against you. It's the person that you tell your deepest, darkest secrets to that is probably praying on your downfall, bro. He's praying that you fall. He's praying that you fail. He's praying that you make one slight misstep. One slight misstep. And he's going to exploit it. And you're going to be sitting here stuck. Sitting thinking like, damn, man, I thought we were friends. And he's like, we were never friends. We were never friends. I've always hated you. You think you so much better than me. And now you're not. Some of y'all got people that are quick to answer the phone for you. They quick to answer the phone, not because they care, but they need that information because they about to tell it. Some of y'all got people right now, man, that are in the room with the same people that are talking shit about you, and they feed in the fire. So when I saw that, right? Like when I saw that, it broke my heart for them for the simple fact that I'm just like, damn, man, that came right out of your close friends. That came from your circle. That came from somebody that you probably have talked to in real life. That came from somebody that you probably thought y'all was on the same wavelength. And now, all through social media. Now, once again, I said I'm opening it with accountability, and I'm going to let accountability ride all the way in to the very end of this episode, because at the exact same time, shit like that need to stay in your fucking head. All right? Shit like that should have never made it on social media. Because at the end of the day, man, you wouldn't even be here if that didn't come from you. All right? And I cannot stress this enough, man. If you truly value something, right? Like if you give a fuck about your career, if you give a fuck about your character, if you give a fuck about your family, if you give a fuck about your reputation, if you give a fuck about any of these things, stop giving people the power to take it away. Stop giving people the power to be able to take it away, to tarnish it, to ruin it, to spill stuff on it. Stop. Now, number 3, to be honest with you, ain't even a lesson anymore. It's just, once again, a reoccurring theme throughout this entire season, apparently. But I said it before and I'll say it again. A lot of these military influencers do not care about military personnel. And I will say that till I'm blue in the face at the highest mountaintop until everybody else start realizing it. But a lot of these military influencers do not actually care about military personnel. Okay, they just wear this uniform to get the views. They only in uniform because that's the outfit that we gonna be in for majority of the day anyway. They do not give a fuck. All right, and I feel like y'all keep giving them, y'all keep feeding them, y'all keep boosting them up, and y'all don't realize that. And they always remind us. They always remind us how much they don't care. All right, ain't nothing worse than seeing a service member, a fellow service member, do something, get drugged through it. And I'll just say this, man, because he without sin cast the first stone. Cast it. If you are perfect, please throw the first stone. Because that's exactly what I saw. A lot of people that are imperfect. A lot of people that have done worse. A lot of people that are going to do worse, acting like they just so much better. And this me, All right. Once again, this ain't your captain. This ain't me speaking from a high horse. It's your captain flying in from Experience Airlines. I know that I'm not perfect. I know I've fucked up before. I know I've said things that I know for a fact I probably could have kept to myself. I know that. But one thing that I'll never do, I'll never kick anybody while they down. I'll never do that. I don't give a fuck how many views it'll get if I do that. I don't care what the algorithm will do for me if I do that. I don't care how many likes it will get if I do that. I don't care. I will never kick anybody while they're down. That's for God. That's God's job. You see what I'm saying? God gonna deal with them. He gonna sort them out. That ain't me. And once again, like clockwork, major event. Here come y'all favorite military influencers covering the story. And I'll just say this, man, because, oh my God, this week and a half, I've never seen something as much as I've seen it this time. No, actually, no, I lie. Because when Nipsey Hussle was shot in front of his store, in front of his family, nonstop, I saw that. You know what I mean? I bet you if y'all would have been able to see the helicopter with Kobe in it, y'all would have been posting that all over the place. And I'm going to just say this real quick because I feel like I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm going to bring that right back. Some shit don't need to get fucking posted by you. Some things don't need to be doing that. All right? Y'all talking about how like, hey, he had a family. Well, you feeding the algorithm to constantly keep showing this. And I don't think a lot of y'all realize. And I'm talking to the military influencer. The responsibility that you have. And you got to think about every single time that you open up your phone, bro. And you decide to make that video, click and post it. How it's going to affect your audience. I've said it before and I'll say it again. A lot of you military influencers do not care about military personnel. Y'all don't. Y'all only care about clicks, likes, and views. All right. And it always shows at every major event. How quick y'all are to drag another Marine down. How quick y'all are. And the thing that a lot of people don't realize, and this is the sad part about it is that y'all only do it for the ones that's going to get you the most views. You quick to put out that hateful ass rhetoric just for a like, just for a view. You're not here for the culture. All right. And the longer that I see it, the more I'm just going to keep bringing it up until everybody else starts seeing it. Because it's fucking disgusting at this point. Now, going into my second lesson, empathy. Empathy is not just exclusive to one person. Empathy, man, and I found myself empathetic towards multiple things. And that's exactly why I'm able to just talk about a lot of the things that I talk about on a regular basis. But I'll talk about Charlie Kirk for a second. I could not imagine leaving my children behind like that, Like to see it, regardless of however I may feel, you know what I mean? I'm a father. And to leave my children behind, imagine, you feel me? Imagine kissing your kids, telling them that you're going to be home later today, or I'll see you later, and later never comes. Imagine your spouse has to watch your death over and over and over and over, and then hear random people cover your spouse's death. Man, I ain't gonna lie. That shit'll bring a tear to your eye, man, because it's sad. Regardless of how you may view him, see him and stuff, he still was a father. He still was a father. His children have now lost that. It hurts, man. And I speak that from a father. It hurts. I also have empathy, once again, for the Marine. For the Marine. Because it's just not in me to kick anybody when they down. It's not, man. And ain't nothing worse than seeing somebody, once again, somebody that wear the same uniform as you all over social media. And then you look in the comments and you see nothing but just hate through it. And y'all think that a lot of people, man, y'all think y'all slick, but we, once again, we see the hatefulness behind your justice. You see it. And that breaks my heart, man, because once again, man, like what happened to the brotherhood? What happened to the camaraderie? What happened to the swift punishments? I remember, man, like a punishment used to happen and then it would be, but now we get it a week. And it goes back to my previous thing that I've already said. If you don't want people doing stuff like that, don't do stuff like that. If you truly value something, do not give anybody the power to take it away from you. Because I promise you, all right, I promise you, all right, you will be the next person on here getting drugged through the mud about things that may not even be who you truly are. And I speak that from both sides, man, like both sides looking at it. And it's just, once again, always, man, like it will always like break my heart when I see stuff like that. Because it's just like, fuck, bro. Another one. And watch, here comes the angry mob. And then lastly, and I feel like most importantly, especially as we come to a close to this episode, just because I can say something doesn't necessarily mean that I have to. To be honest with you, just because I can say something doesn't mean that I need to. And just because I can say something, right, doesn't mean that I'm exempt from just shutting my fucking mouth. All right? I feel like, man, like we are so quick as a society now to say something because we can. You feel me? We get these platforms and we feel like we are obligated to say something every time something happens. And we're not. And that was one of the reasons why I decided not to. Because I already knew that I wasn't going to bring any value. I knew that. I knew that the lesson wasn't over with. I already knew that this wasn't even the time for that. Maybe I just need to take a step back, digest this a little more. Because what would I had said, in a time like this? And I feel like, man, like, and I want this episode to just close out real quick with just this reminder, okay? Just because you can do something, that don't mean that you have to do it, all right? Sometimes it's just best to just sit back and listen, gain the lesson before you actually add your opinion to it. Because I promise you, man, like in a room full of everybody talking about nothing, the best person probably is the one that hasn't said anything yet. And once again, not even once again, and as we come to a close to this episode, I normally don't drop a lot of call to actions, but I will say this, man. Like, can we just have fucking compassion for our neighbor? Like, can we have some compassion for the man to our left and to our right? Even if they don't think the same way that you do, can you have some type of compassion for them? Because it seems like lately, man, like we seem like we just spiraling. And it's just sad, bro.
And just like that, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, and leave this podcast an honest review because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. Also, don't forget to head on over to TikTok or Instagram and follow me at Meech Speaks. That's right, Meech Speaks. Meech is spelled Meech. Stay motivated, stay healthy. I'm out.